Hey guys, I'm going to run you through how to use the Quant Edge TQE's exclusive injury impact tool. So once you click on the page, you come to this screen. You'll be able to select an offensive player, a defensive player, select what year, 2018, 2017, 2016. Obviously, going into the season, we don't have 2019 data, but as soon as we do, it'll be updated on a weekly basis. And then what you do is you select your team, you select your player, and you see how it impacted the team performance. So I preloaded AJ Green from the Cincinnati Bengals because he's probably the biggest name missing the start of the season. And we can take a look at how he impacted the team's performance. So we look at pass percentage and run percentage. That's how often a team passes and how often a team runs. Run success rate and pass success rate. A successful play is defined as a play on first down that gets 40% of the yards, second down, 60% of the yards needed, or third and fourth down, pick up the necessary yards for either a first down or a touchdown. You sometimes hear people say a successful play on first down is 4 or more yards. That's not necessarily true because say there's a holding or a false start and now you only get 4 yards and it's second and 11. That's not considered a successful play. Explosive run percentage and explosive pass percentage. This is how often a team has their run or pass go for 15 or more yards. Turnover percentage is what percentage of plays end up as a turnover. Sack percentage, same thing with sacks. Yards per carry is, on a per carry basis, how many yards do the Cincinnati Bengals average, and pass attempts is just on a per pass attempt basis. And then you can compare. In split is when AJ Green is on the field. Out of split is when he's off the field. Now this is not a by game basis. This is a by snap basis. So you can actually come down and see the sample size right here: 430 snaps on the field, 508 snaps off the field. Couple big things that stand out right away is the Bengals passed a lot more when he was on the field. They had a lot more success, and the yards per pass attempt were up as well. And when you scroll down here, I can look at the team impact. I can see in split versus out of split of any different thing. Nice little data visualizations, nice and simple. When I scroll down, I can look at the individual impact, what kind of impact he had on Andy Dalton, what kind of impact he had on Jeff Driscoll. Running backs, Joe Mixon, target percentage, red zone carry, wide receivers and tight ends. I think this is really important. When AJ Green was on the field, Tyler Boyd had a 23.1% target share. When he was off the field, he had a 17.2. We can see whether Boyd was lined up at left receiver, right receiver, slot receiver, what percentage of the snaps he played, what was his A-dot, red zone targets, touchdown rate, a bunch of very helpful fantasy football statistics. Now people have been debating all offseason about Tyler Boyd with and without AJ Green. One thing that's really important with the injury impact tool is that it's not the end-all, be-all. You want to use it for your analysis, but you need to put context in. So an important factor with Tyler Boyd here is that Jeff Driscoll played a lot of the games that Tyler Boyd didn't do well in terms of target share with. And you want to make sure you're putting that context into place. Like if I select James Devlin of the New England Patriots, of course they are going to run the ball more when he's on the field. He's a fullback. But a couple really interesting ones. How to adjust to an offensive line injury. Let's say I take the Dallas Cowboys and I want to see, okay, who's the best Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman? For argument's sake here, let's say Tyron Smith. Look at the sack rate. It went from 8.1% to 12.7%. Yards per attempt went up. Yards per carry completely fell off a cliff. We can look at success rates. His impact on the running game speaks for itself here, 9%. So we can quantify offensive lineman injuries. We can check back over a multi-year sample size to see if it was sustaining from year to year. On offense, any offensive player, you can see how it impacted anybody. So we can see, okay, what was Cole Beasley's A-dot when Tyron Smith was off the field compared to when he was on the field. And obviously he spent a lot more time, 933 snaps on the field than off of it. But it's really good, helpful, useful information. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we can see, here's one that I always found interesting is the Atlanta Falcons with and without Grady Jarrett. So Grady Jarrett, like if we look at the explosive pass percentage, the run success rate, the pass success rate, the yards per pass attempt, yards per carry. This was a little bit more extreme at the beginning of the season, but there's no impact on his teammates because it's not a fantasy relevant position because he's not an offensive player. But we can see how teams adjust with players on or off the field. You can get really creative with this. Every week you can adjust to any potential injury news, try to quantify it for what it means to the team. It's really helpful with both betting and fantasy. One of the things we used it a ton for last year is, big time run defenders out. We can actually quantify just how much it means to a team. Wide receivers out. Where's the ball actually gone? Just because the wide receiver 1 is out doesn't mean the wide receiver 2 necessarily gets those targets, and we can see it on a play-by-play basis because this is by snaps. So, check out all the other videos of breaking down all the Quant Edge tools, and if you're a member, we hope you enjoy using it, and if not, we hope to see you in the TQE premium chat and as a member very soon.